hiding information in plain sight. From emperors to spies, the art of secret writing, or cryptography, has shaped history in ways we're only now beginning to understand. I was recently given access to a collection of files, the code files, by a source who must remain anonymous. These files contain stories of forgotten codes, unbreakable ciphers, and the brilliant minds who created them. Tonight, we open the first file. Welcome to the Unknownfilesx, where real stories, dark mysteries, and hidden truths are told. Our story begins nearly 2,500 years ago, in ancient Greece, with a simple wooden stick and a strip of leather. This was the Scytale, the world's first known military cryptography device. Spartan generals needed a way to send secret messages across the battlefield without their enemies, the Athenians, intercepting and reading them. Their solution was brilliantly simple. A messenger would take a leather strap and wrap it tightly around a wooden staff of a very specific thickness. Then, they would write their message horizontally along the length of the staff. Once the message was written, they unwrapped the leather strip. To anyone who found it, the strip would just look like a jumble of meaningless letters. It was unreadable. But if the intended recipient had a staff of the exact same diameter, they could wrap the leather around it, and a hidden message would magically reappear. This simple but effective method ensured that only those with the correct key, the correct staff, could decode the message. The Scytale wasn't just a clever trick, it was a tool that gave Sparta a critical military advantage. A single message, delivered securely, could command troops, warn of an ambush, or signal a retreat, changing the course of a battle, and, with it, the course of history. The Scytale marks the very beginning of a long and complex story, the story of our quest for secret communication. Fast forward a few hundred years to the mighty Roman Empire and its most famous leader, Julius Caesar. Caesar was a master strategist, not just on the battlefield but also in politics. He knew that information was power, and protecting his communications was essential to maintaining that power. He couldn't rely on a wooden stick. He needed something more versatile, something that could be written on any piece of papyrus or parchment. So he invented a new kind of code, one that lived entirely within the letters themselves. Today, we call it the Caesar shift or Caesar cipher. The idea was simple, yet remarkably effective for its time. Caesar would take each letter of his message and shift it a certain number of places down the alphabet. For example, if he chose a shift of 3, the letter A would become D, B would become E, C would become F, and so on. At the end of the alphabet, it would just wrap around. So X would become A, Y would become B, and Z would become C. To an enemy spy intercepting the message, it would be complete gibberish. But for his generals who knew the secret key, in this case, the number 3, decoding the message was as easy as shifting each letter back 3 places. This simple substitution cipher was used to protect Rome's most sensitive military and political secrets. It was a language within a language, a secret conversation happening in plain sight. The Caesar shift laid the groundwork for centuries of cryptographic development, proving that the most powerful secrets don't always need a physical lock and key. Sometimes they can be hidden in the very words we use every day. But not all codes are meant to be broken. Our next file takes us to a mystery that has baffled scholars, cryptographers, and linguists for over 600 years. It's a book discovered in 1912 by an antique book dealer named Wilfred Voynich. It's filled with elegant, handwritten script and detailed illustrations of bizarre plants that don't exist on Earth, strange astronomical charts, and mysterious biological diagrams. But there's one problem. No one can read it. The book, now known as the Voynich Manuscript, is written in an unknown alphabet, a language that appears in no other document in human history. For centuries, the world's greatest minds have tried to crack its code. Even the master codebreakers who worked on decrypting enemy messages during World War II tried and failed. Some believe it's an elaborate hoax, a meaningless collection of symbols designed to fool people. But the language inside follows specific linguistic patterns, just like real languages do. Certain words appear more frequently than others, and some characters tend to appear next to each other, suggesting a genuine, underlying structure. Is it the lost language of a forgotten civilization? The secret notes of an alchemist? Or perhaps an encyclopedia from another world? The Voynich Manuscript is more than just an unsolved puzzle. It's a testament to the enduring power of mystery. It sits in a library at Yale University, a silent challenge to the world, its secrets locked away, waiting for the one person who might finally hold the key. This brings us to a crucial point in our investigation. These stories aren't just from the distant past. The battle between codemakers and codebreakers is a constant struggle that has defined our modern world. If you're finding these hidden histories as fascinating as I am, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, leave a comment below with your favorite code or cipher, and most importantly, subscribe to the Unknownfilesx and ring that notification bell. We have so many more files to open together, and you won't want to miss a single one. Now, let's jump to the 20th century, to the darkest days of World War II. At the heart of the Nazi war machine was a terrifyingly complex piece of engineering, the Enigma Machine. It looked like a typewriter, but it was one of the most sophisticated coding devices ever created. Every time an operator pressed a key, a series of rotating wheels, or rotors, would scramble the letter into a different one. But the genius of Enigma was that the code changed with every single keystroke. Typing the letter twice could produce an L the first time and a Q the second. The combination of rotors and their starting positions created millions upon millions of possible combinations. For the Allies, intercepting German messages was easy, but reading them was impossible. It was like trying to solve a new puzzle every single day, a puzzle with 159 quintillion possible solutions. The fate of the war rested on breaking this code. At a secret location in England called Bletchley Park, a team of brilliant mathematicians, linguists, and engineers, including the legendary Alan Turing, worked day and night in a desperate race against time. They built one of the world's first computers, the bomb machine, designed specifically to test thousands of Enigma settings at incredible speeds. Their work was top secret, and their success was one of the most critical turning points of the war. Historians estimate that breaking the Enigma code shortened the war by at least 2 years, saving countless lives. It was a secret war of intellect and ingenuity, where the heroes were not soldiers with guns, but codebreakers with pencils, paper, and the sheer power of their minds. The story of Enigma and Bletchley Park is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most important battles are fought not on the fields of war, but in the quiet rooms where secrets are unraveled. Our final file isn't ancient, and it isn't hidden away in a dusty archive. It's standing in plain sight, right in the middle of the headquarters of the Central Intelligence Agency in Langley, Virginia. It's a sculpture called Kryptos, and it's one of the most famous unsolved codes in the world. Created by artist Jim Sanborn in 1990, Kryptos is a large, curving copper screen covered in what looks like a random assortment of over 1,800 letters. But it's not random at all. It's a coded message, divided into 4 separate sections. For over 30 years, the world's best cryptographers, both inside the CIA and amateurs around the globe, have been trying to solve it. So far, only the first 3 sections, known as K1, K2, and K3, have been deciphered. The solutions to these parts were complex, using different cryptographic techniques to reveal poetic and mysterious phrases. One part hints at something buried. Another contains the coordinates for a location just outside the CIA building itself. But the 4th and final section, K4, a short string of just 97 characters, remains stubbornly unbroken. The artist, Jim Sanborn, is now in his late 70s, and he holds the only key to the complete solution. He has given a few clues over the years, but the final secret of Kryptos remains locked away in his mind. The sculpture stands as a symbol for the very nature of intelligence work, the idea that there is always another layer to uncover, another secret to find. It's a puzzle for the digital age, a challenge from an artist to the world's best spies, and a mystery that continues to captivate and frustrate everyone who attempts to solve it. What secret does K4 hold? Perhaps one day we will find out. From a simple wooden staff in ancient Greece to an unbreakable sculpture at the heart of the CIA. The history of codes is the history of human ingenuity, secrecy, and our unending desire to communicate. These files show us that for every person trying to hide a secret, there's another trying to reveal it. This eternal cat-and-mouse game has shaped empires, won wars, and created mysteries that still puzzle us today. The stories are out there, hidden in plain sight, just waiting to be told. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the code files. If you want to continue exploring the world's greatest mysteries with me, make sure you're subscribed to the Unknownfilesx. We'll see you in the next file.